Hey everybody, welcome to a new video. So today we're talking about the current state of Tanki Online. Now, I couldn't just play normal gameplay because that would be boring, so I decided to play some of my old Road to Legend videos just to show you guys some OG gameplay while we talk about the current state of Tanki Online. Now, I don't want to just be dogging on Tanki, so I'm going to try to give suggestions for everything wrong about the game currently, because Tanki's not going to get anywhere if they don't have reasonable ways to move forward, right? But today I just hope to talk about just easy stuff that Tanki can get done, stuff that I think is really bad with current Tanki Online, and I'm just going to give it to you guys straight and let you guys know what I think about the current state of Tanki Online and what everyone else thinks. Hopefully that my voice can maybe change some stuff in the future. You never know. So the first thing, obviously it's not a big thing, but it is the shop prices. Now, they are so darn expensive, whether it be just event currency, whether it be normal bundles. The average decent bundle in Tanki costs, what, $200? They have some bundles that cost $300. I remember when they had skin containers. That's a $300 bundle for one skin container. I never understood that. I don't get that. I think that they could reduce shop prices or keep the same expensive bundles, but at least add one or two cheap ones that are actually good. The problem is they'll add a maybe $15 bundle, but it just is not good, at least when you compare it to the older cheap bundles. Remember when you had the $17 cheap bundles that were actually worth it? It came with a paint, came with supplies, came with golds, came with containers. The unique paint was honestly the main reason I bought those bundles back then, because who doesn't want a new unique paint in the game? But now we don't get any more unique paints. We just get renewed paints. I guess they just bring them back in a bundle and make it act like it's actually worth when it's been in the game for 2-3 years now. But yeah, that's one of the first things. Next, I think, is the massive monetization of basically everything in the game. I mean, yes, there are battle passes. Those are nice. And remember, the old battle passes used to be so darn good. Now they're just super diluted, not very good anymore. But yeah, the monetization of events, each event that you want to get into costs at least 710 coins, which if you aren't saving for a few months, it's going to cost you $7. Sorry, but that's just the price of entry for every single event. I remember when they used to have the war events, free entry, free rewards. All you had to do was play. That not only encouraged people to play more, but it also made them want to buy more so they could progress more while playing. It was just so much more worth spending money, not for the events, but just to have fun during the events, which was a big thing. Next is the long event cycles. Now, I get why Tanki is doing these 3-4 week events. It's so that they can focus on more stuff on their end. But the problem when you have these 3 to 4 week events is just the game just gets completely stale. You don't have a bunch of new stuff coming. You don't have new patch notes for a full month. You don't have new vlogs. It's just boring. Nothing happens. Nothing's going on. And although there's events there, it just doesn't feel like there's anything going on in Tanki. I think that they should either be shortened events or at least have stuff in the middle of events that makes it feel like something's actually happening in the game in between these long 4-week events. Just, I don't know, because these mini game modes feel like filler, maybe like a war or something, just something in these events that actually makes it feel like our time is being spent well. Next is just the massive amount of increased camping. Now, I can't blame the Tanki base for wanting to camp, especially when Tanki promotes it. When they add these new OP augments, what are these non-buyer players supposed to do in the enemy base? Back when it only took about $20 to get a good kit and be amazing, every single person would want to push forward because they had a kit that's actually beneficial for attacking. Now, unless you have an OP augment and you're in the enemy base, good luck getting many kills because the enemy team is likely just going to be all in their base focusing on you at once, and there's really nothing you can do against that. I think there needs to be a lot more offensive style paced options. Maybe grenades will fix this. I don't know. But all I know right now is with the brand new, more and more OP augments, players have no reason to want to leave their base when they know they're just going to get shot by 10 people using OP augments. Now, the next thing that I think is a pretty big problem is the new augments. Because we get new augments, they get nerfed, we get new augments, they get nerfed, and it's just this endless cycle of new augments, new augments, new augments. And I think that augments have massively oversaturated the game style, or just whatever you want to call it. There's just way too many augments. Tanki focuses on augments being the main thing that's new in the game now, which means we no longer get new skins because the game is focusing on new augments. The whole content style and content renewal in Tanki Online currently is just, all right, let's add some new augments. That's basically all it is, and it's becoming very, very obnoxious because that's all we're getting now is just new augments, nothing else. Just a new augment, and that's become just rinse and repeat for Tanki recently. The next big problem with Tanki is that the servers are just laggy. Unless you live right on the servers, you're getting on average over 100 ping, which means the enemy players are lagging, you're lagging, your shots aren't dealing damage, you're lagging through golds, you're lagging through the flags. The entire experience of gameplay is just boring, right? The lag makes the game almost unbearable a lot of the time. And I think that Tanki needs to have new servers. Sure, it's a lot of money, but according to Tanki, they have the most amount of people on their staff that they've ever had, which means they probably can afford new servers unless they're paying their employees like 5 cents to the dollar like there's some Chinese kids, but I doubt that. So is it really that hard for Tanki to get new servers? I mean, maybe they're waiting to promote the game to get new servers, or they just don't think it's worth the money with the amount of players. I don't know. Just the servers are unplayable. The next is there's a very low amount of players. I mean, this also goes hand in hand with the servers. There's just not many players anymore. I mean, you look last year at my views. I was averaging probably 4,000 to 5,000 views a video. Now I'm averaging 2,000 to 3,000. Now you could just say this is my videos becoming very repetitive and boring. It's honestly up to you. But I do think in terms of the amount of players, it's the lowest it's ever been. I mean, you press quick battle, you're gonna get juggernaut battles. It's very annoying to try to queue for a non-juggernaut battle because the queues just take forever because there's just not that many players anymore. This makes it very repetitive, the whole matchmaking process. This makes you go against the same broken players almost every single game, every single day. It's just there's so little players right now that matchmaking feels very, very repetitive. Now, I know I've been kind of giving my grievances about Tanki. I do want to give them the props for what they deserve. I mean, the new skins they add are just incredible. My only problem with the new skins they add is that they're very, very expensive and hard to get, such as like the new Ice Scout skin. You basically had to spend around $500 to get that. Almost impossible to get it free to play. I don't think anyone got it free to play. I know for the Halloween event, Revice was able to get the Halloween skins free because he played like 12 hours a day. I mean, congrats to him. But if you have to play 12 hours a day, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, I mean, is it really worth grinding for something like that? I remember back during the war and even Halloween like 2018, you could get the Firebird Demonic skin, the first one they ever added, the first unique skin for free, for only getting 700 stars. And 700 stars, and you had basically a full week to do it. That was one of the coolest things they've ever done. They need to add more options for free skins, like M1 through M3. Maybe this will change when contracts come to the game, but M1 through M3 skins, they have dozens of them. Dozens of them just saved. They can bring them back to the game. Maybe just make it where you have to get a few thousand research points or 100,000 XP in order to get these skins, but just give us some way to earn skins for free. All right, so another big problem right now is that they've been nerfing a lot of free stuff, like the Battle Pass especially. So when the Battle Pass was first added, you guys know it. It was one of the greatest things you could purchase for the money in Tanki Online. It was amazing. Players who saved up could get it. But now, I mean, it is terrible. The only reason you would ever get it now is to maybe get a skin that you want. But they keep recycling the same skins. So people who already have everything have no reason to get these Battle Passes. And Battle Passes just used to be the best way for free-to-play players to actually get stuff. But now it's just repetitive. There's nothing good in it anymore other than one skin at the very end. And you still have to spend $7 to get that, so I don't know. The next problem I have with current Tanki is that it takes them forever to implement anything new. Like, we've had grenades teased at us. We've had contracts teased at us for a year now. It's been almost a year since we've had these things teased, and we have no information on whether they're coming out soon. I think Tanki should really, really be telling us, or at least giving us an estimated date at when we're getting new things, so we don't have to just stare into the empty void hoping we'll get something in 5 weeks from now. I think the speed at which Tanki implements these new changes is just so darn slow, and it's becoming very, very slow paced in terms of the updates we get, which means we're not really getting anything new in terms of other than augments that frequently. We don't get much stuff frequently anymore other than augments, which just makes players want to leave because we don't get new stuff, and it's just very, very slow. And it would be nice if Tanki could give us an update or just information on when new stuff might be coming. Another problem is that matchmaking is slow unless you queue Juggernaut mode. Now I think there should be options for maps and modes when you want to queue quick play, because I'll be honest, I hate long range maps. I like playing aggressive, and long range maps, by the time I even get to their base, I'm most likely getting shot for all of my health. It's just annoying when I get a long range map and I'm playing freeze, right? Because that's one of my main turrets I like to use, freeze. And when 75% of my games are either Juggernaut or long range battles, I can't play like that. I can't play freeze. I have to switch, and then the game is laggy, so it's annoying to switch. And you guys know all the problems. I just hope that matchmaking can get fixed a little bit, because you press quick play because you want to get more stars. 75% chance you're either going to get Juggernaut, 75% chance you're going to get a long range map where you're shot by literally the 15 enemies on the enemy team camping. I think matchmaking is pretty darn repetitive, just for all the reasons I listed previously, such as low player base, everyone's playing Juggernaut mode. Next is that pro battles are just dead in the water. I mean, we all know this. Pro battles used to be the main reason Tanki worked so well, because you could choose which games you got into. Now, pro battles suck. You can't earn progress towards missions. You can't earn stars. Pro battles just suck now. I think we should be able to earn progress in pro battles, or we should be able to earn progress for missions in pro battles. We should be able to earn stars in pro battles, just based on time. The next is that ranking up is no longer rewarding. I remember back when you used to rank up, 40,000 crystals was a ton when you reached legend. Back when crystals actually meant something, 40,000 crystals was a huge rank up. Now you get one container, and one container has a 60% chance to give you 1,000 crystals. So what does this mean? Every time you rank up, you get 1,000 crystals. I think there should be a lot more incentives for ranking up other than just 1,000 crystals effectively. Maybe legend rank up is one skin container, so why wouldn't you want to get the legend rank for a free skin? Just something to make us want to play other than ranking up, because ranking up is no longer a motivator when you don't get anything for ranking up. Another thing is that I do appreciate Tanki nerfing status effects, but man, they still are so darn annoying to go up against. Especially when you're in big maps where you're getting shot by 15 players all using status effects, and you can't do anything to get into the enemy base. Another reason that people like to camp, because why would you attack the enemy base when you're just going to get shot by a status effect from across the map by someone you can't even see? It's just so many of these repetitive matchmaking practices. Just matchmaking is so repetitive right now. Next thing that would be nice to have are gifts, achievements, just methods of progression beyond ranking up like earlier. Now, contracts are supposed to fix this whole repetitiveness of just playing to rank up, and I hope they do, but again, contracts were announced a year ago, and what do we have in terms of contracts? Nothing. We literally have nothing. We don't know when it's supposed to come out. We haven't heard anything new about contracts other than the team contracts, which is just an event, so it's not actually real contracts. It would just be nice to get contracts finally, so we have a reason other than ranking up to play. Now, another big problem is that the low to medium ranked players have a really hard time matching against similar GS players. This is, again, another problem with there being very little amount of players right now. The medium to low ranked players are getting matched against legends, because that is literally probably 75% of the player base. So low ranked to medium ranked players aren't having any fun. They aren't going against people of the same caliber as them. They're going against people who are 10 times better than them. I mean, you just look at the gameplay on your screens right now. I'm versing people of a similar rank. Now, sure, I did have a broken combo then, but it was just more fair than it is now. So that is the current state of Tanki Online right now. It's very repetitive. There's not many players. Everyone's camping. There's no real reason to play. It's repeat, and there's nothing new, which is my biggest problem. I hope Tanki sees this, and know that I'm not trying to be mean to you guys, Tanki. If you're watching this, Hazel especially, I love this game. I've been playing this game for 12, 13 years. I want to see it go somewhere again. I want to see it reach the levels of which it was 7, 8 years ago. But those are just my grievances. Hopefully they can get addressed in future vlogs, or just something. Give us a response to all these grievances Tanki players have been having the last few months, if not the last year. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely let me know what you guys think about the current state of Tanki Online right now. Don't forget to use creator tag Taspens. I'll see you in a future video. Peace out.